Hi, my name is Des O'Neill, and thank you very much for joining me in this week's Query of the Week. Okay, so who is this relevant to? Well, first of all, this is relevant to UK and I suppose non-UK companies looking to set up a branch. But I suppose with Brexit, we've seen an increased level of inquiries in relation to UK companies setting up branches here. We're in the area of company law and company secretarial, and the question is about branches. So why is this important? Well, at the time of recording this video, Brexit's happening. What deal, no deal? But irrespective of what happens in Brexit, UK companies are registering branches here as a means of doing business in the EU. And irrespective, we're an inward direct investment country, so foreign entities setting up branches here is an ongoing thing. Now, how did the query actually arise this week? Well, the query arose when Sinead, who's in our company secretarial division, was working with an accountancy firm who had a new UK company looking to set up business here. And Sinead was advising on the options in terms of company versus branch and the implications and structure of each. And I suppose the query really came down to, well, what are the registration and compliance requirements for external companies who are either EEA or non-EEA registered entities? Okay, the legislation to start with. So any company which is incorporated outside the state and establishes a branch in the state must be registered with the CRO under Part 21 of Companies Act 2014. So the branch is a place of business which has the appearance of permanency and is viewed as an extension of the parent company and is equipped to negotiate business with third parties. That definition is very, very specific, and it comes from a legal precedence, Sommerfer SA versus Ferngas. So first of all, that's what a branch is. Now, what are the requirements when a branch sets up in Ireland? So first of all, under Companies Act 2014, and we're predominantly looking here at section 1302, within 30 days of establishment of the branch in the state, they need to file a Form F12. Now, section 1302 goes on to talk about, well, what goes with the Form F12? So the first thing that needs to go with the Form F12 is a certified copy of the Memorandum and Articles, the Charter, the statutes, or whatever other instrument is used to constitute the company in its original language. Supporting that certified copy, watch the certified copy piece, there must also be a copy of the Certificate of Incorporation, and any certificates of incorporation, if registered, if there's been a name change in the entity. We also need a certified true copy of the latest accounting documents bearing the signature of the directors and the secretary of the company. So this is basically your financial statements, documents, and the language here, it opens up for the various regimes around the world. But it's financial statements prepared in relation to a financial year of the company in accordance with the laws of the state of that the company where it's incorporated. And those financial statements have been made public in accordance with those laws before the end of the period allowed for. So this is the equivalent of our requirement. We're looking for a copy of the accounts as filed with the equivalent of the CRO in the jurisdiction. Now, if the documents of registration are not in English, they should be accompanied by a certified English translation. And if the translation is made here within Ireland, it should be certified by a notary or a solicitor. So very, very specific requirements. Now, this Form F12, so the Form F12, remember, the F12s are specifically for EEA companies. The Form F12 must be accompanied by a filing fee of €60. If it is a non-EEA resident company, well, then they must file a Form F13, and they do have, it's very similar to that of an EEA company in terms of the requirements in relation to the certification, the financial statements, the latest documents filed and made public. So the distinction really is between the forms. The requirements are quite similar. So in here, the branch and details on the F forms, either an F12 or an F13, we need to put in the name and legal form and the name of the branch. If that is different for its name in the resident state, we have to put in the address of the branch and where its place of permanency is going to be. And if the branch is trading under a different name than the company, the trading name must be registered as appropriate using a form RBN1. Also, we need to put in here, well, what's the activity of the branch? So that in a nutshell is the requirements of registering a branch here in Ireland. But that's not really the end of the conversation. You also need to consider the post registration filing requirements. There's an entire suite of F forms. You need to consider the accounting filing requirements. And there are slightly different rules for financial institutions. So it's not just, well, how do we register? We need to look at the bigger picture. Now, we are running a webinar on this and other related topics on the 24th of April. And the webinar is called Building Your COSEC Business in 2019. So if any element of this query impacts on you, your customers, or your business, please click on the link below to find out more information or go to cpdstore.com. And if you're watching this query anywhere else other than on Knowledge Hub, www.knowledgehub.omnipro.ie, please head on over to knowledgehub.omnipro.ie and leave a comment and see some of our recent queries of the week and maybe even submit your own question to us so that we can answer it for you next week. So that's this week's query. Until I see you again, let's get it done.